Now, COVID is crushing the finances of millions of Americans, perhaps yours too. But today, White House Economic Director Brian Deese made the administration's case for relief to a bipartisan group of 16 lawmakers. This month, President Biden rolled out a $1.9 trillion stimulus plan. It includes an additional $1,400 per person, state and local government aid, and higher federal unemployment benefits. Republican lawmakers held firm on the last relief plan's price tag, and this one is facing similar opposition. The Biden administration has said it would prefer bipartisan support. But today, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer made it clear all options are on the table.
We hope our Republican friends will see the need and work with us, but if not, we will get it done. There are other means that we can use, including reconciliation, that will enable us to do this.
Joining us now is Jared Bernstein, a member of President Biden's Council of Economic Advisors. Mr. Bernstein, good evening.
Thank you. Nice to be with you.
What's your sense of how the call went? Were there any members on the call that you feel like you can count on now to support the president's plan?
Well, I wasn't on the call, but I've been getting readouts from our folks on it. My sense is that there was a real shared urgency among the people on that call from both sides of the aisle. And that's actually not a big surprise, Joshua. We know that the labor movement, the unions, are very supportive of this plan, and that's no surprise. That's an historical constituency for Democrats. But we also know that the Business Roundtable, the Chamber of Commerce, mayors and governors from across the land, from blue states and red states together, are also pulling for the kinds of relief that's in this plan, both in terms of controlling the virus, producing and distributing the vaccine, and opening our schools, our K-8 schools, which is a key part of the plan, dependent on congressional support. Dozens of economists, including Trump's own former chief economist, Kevin Hassett, have also underscored this urgency point. So I do think that that did come out of the call. But yes, there's going to be some squabbling ahead, unsurprisingly.
I want to update some of our reporting on the call. I'm just seeing that we've got more from Senator Susan Collins, Republican from Maine. She indicated after the meeting that she can't yet support the plan, but said in an email via an aide that it is, quote, premature to be considering a package of this size and scope, unquote. There was also some discussion among Republican members who asked for more data to prove that the money for education on top of the education money in the last bill was necessary. How do you get past the issues of just the price tag, Mr. Bernstein? The last plan was a lot of money, but it wasn't as much as Democrats wanted.
It's a really great and it's an important question, and I think probably most importantly, it's an answerable question. The way you have to do this kind of relief is you have to look around the next corner. You have to look at what you're doing and how long that's going to take you. For example, unemployment insurance benefits in the December plan, the one that Senator Collins is talking about, they'll get you through March. Well, we know, I guarantee you, that we're going to be facing elevated unemployment, especially for people in communities of color, well into March and the rest of this year and into 2022 as well, especially if we don't administer this next round. So as the president has consistently said, it's an important down payment, but we can time out the evictions, the foreclosures, the school closings, the necessity of getting the vaccine under control and getting the virus under control and getting the vaccine out there. We can time all of that. You heard Ron Klain earlier talking about the challenges we face in that regard. Right. And once you do that, you very quickly get to the $1.9 trillion in the rescue plan.
There are pieces of the plan, though, that I think are more likely to get opposition than others, including the call to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. Republican Senator Mike Rounds of South Dakota discussed that this morning on Meet the Press. Here's part of what he said.
The real challenge is whether or not Democrats are prepared to perhaps release some of the items that are not specifically targeted to COVID relief. You know, and the one, Chuck, you brought it up earlier, minimum wage development. If you're going to talk about an emergency operation, why would you then include and demand that that be a part of it? I think that's just looking for a way not to get some things done that might very well have to be done in the next couple of weeks.
Before I got to let you go, what do you make of the potential nitpicking that could happen in the details of the plan? I understand the case for saying, you know what, we got control of the House, we got control of the Senate. As Mitch McConnell himself has said, winners make policy and losers go home. If you don't like it, you should have won the last election. We're doing this.
Yeah, well, look, that's the politics, and I definitely hear you. But let me respond to what that member just said, because the economics are very supportive of precisely what we're proposing. I know for a fact, and I've done the research, there are tens of millions of low-wage essential workers who are out there often exposing themselves to risky conditions on the job who make the minimum wage, which is $7.25 an hour. That's the federal minimum wage. Many states have above that level. So this is one surefire way to make sure deserving, essential people who are keeping this economy going but have never gotten a fair shake while the stock market's booming actually get what's coming to them. So, I hope you can hear my passion about this, because it's very much connected to this economic crisis and health crisis we're going through.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.